The Baratheon claim to the throne has just been slashed by 50% as two brothers becomes one with the death of King Renley Baratheon. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment for another review of Game of Thrones. This time it is Season 2, Episode 5. This one is called The Ghost of Harrenhal. And I'm not sure what it was, but we seen a ghost-like figure just come in, attack Renley from the front. He prefers it from behind. He wasn't given an option, and he is essentially assassinated right at the beginning of the episode. One of the last things we got at the end of the last episode was Miss Landry saying to King Renley that the night is dark and full of terrors, but he was attacked here in the morning, it looks like. So, yeah, I mean, he didn't even make it to the next night.
He didn't. He died in the morning. And I thought it sucked, right? I'll call a spade a spade. I'm not afraid to say.
Well, he didn't die. He got murdered, like, didn't he?
Died, murdered, stabbed, good night. I wasn't a fan of this, right? Because, yeah, have we seen, like, magical, like, White Walkers? We've seen them in the first episode, right? They're up north. But I feel like people coming back from the dead is almost explainable. This was like a black liquid that you'd see come out of a squid, form into like the shape of Stannis and stab him. I hate this stuff.
True, but if this happened in a horror movie, you'd probably have no issue with it. If this happened in like some form of supernatural horror film.
Yeah, but that's different. This ain't really supernatural. You get me?
But
I think if this is going to be this way, it needs to be like on a regular occurrence. It just
can't you have one person though, capable of demon?
I don't like that
possibilities. No,
I don't like that. No, I don't.
Well, it's not that you don't like it. It's more a case of is it possible?
Well, here, possible or not.
Does that not make that character unique, Miss Landry? She's capable of casting spirits to kill people.
It does, but when you've got people,
it's like you wouldn't want everybody walking around to be free foot the size of Tyrion.
No, you wouldn't. But when you've got people on the battlefield like Robb Stark and Tywin Lannister fighting with swords, you know, real men, real combat, I'm into that. Run about on horses. I can even accept dragons. But see this pish.
Well, what did Renley know about real combat?
I know, but you know what I mean. Well, hold on. I'd rather Renley. Imagine this killed Tywin. What? No, but this is ridiculous.
How can you defend yourself against this? It was essentially a shadow.
No, but see this, right? Why doesn't Stannis just use this woman then to get this black ink to go and kill Joffrey at King's Landing?
Well, we don't really know the ins and outs. So.
Exactly. Where does the line get drawn? See, as long as that guy that was in Dog Soldiers takes her into King's Landing,
Sir Davos.
Sir Davos. See, as long as Sir Davos puts her anywhere on the map, does that mean she can kill anyone? How does it work? It's a load of shite. I'm sorry, I don't like it. It was an episode ruiner. Hell, it could be a show ruiner in my eyes. Well, that's just my opinion. People want to agree about it, that's fair enough.
Maybe that shadow's a bit like the Dothraki. It can't cross the sea.
Well, I wish it stayed across the sea, because I thought this was crap.
Yeah, so Renley Baratheon, he's speaking with the big tall woman. I totally forget. Brienne of Tarth.
Allegiance to Catherine Stark of Winterfell.
Brienne of Tarth and Catelyn Stark. So they're speaking. Catelyn Stark wants Renley to team up with Robb because Robb isn't interested in being the king. He only wants the North to be independent. And Renley was all for that. Renley was like, you know what? The Baratheons and Starks have fought beside each other. They have ruled together. As a unit, so we can do it again. Me in control of the Seven Kingdoms, Robb in control of the North, whereas you've got Stannis who viewed that as Robb taking a piece of his pie, which I thought was pathetic for Stannis, to be honest.
It was, right? I get that for Stannis, but back to the Renley death and also including it.
Well, I was about to get to that.
It just removes the entire headache of like these two fighting on the battlefield. It's cheap. It's like the teases with this big battle, hundreds of thousands of people, and what do we get? We get some squid ink killing them. Come on, it's the cheap way out. You've heard of no easy way out, Rocky 4. Well, this is the easy way out with Stannis. I mean, I could have accepted if he died of AIDS, but what's this about?
Yeah, so before Renley can make this official between the Baratheons and the Starks, he gets killed. He gets assassinated. He gets murdered by this black shadow. So, and now because Renley and Catelyn were last seen together, Catelyn had to go on the run. I'm going to assume that Renly's people will assume that Catelyn had something to do with the death. And it's almost like Robb Stark now has lost 2 potential allies, because with Renly dead, he can't get the rest of Renly Baratheon soldiers, because they've just teamed up with Stannis, and the Tyrells have decided that fuck it, they've left, and they're hardly going to side with Robb Stark because they believe that he killed, or he had something to do with the death of Renly. So all of a sudden, Robb Stark's went from having 2 potential allies, but in an ideal world, he wanted to side with both Baratheon brothers, and now one Baratheon brother's dead, the other one has inherited half of Renly's army, and now he's got no intention of teaming up with Robb Stark because he probably thinks he doesn't need him. So it's all just, I mean, this is a big blow.
It is a big blow to Robb Stark, but if Robb just goes to Stannis and is like, here, I don't want the throne, and I'll help you get it, but, you know, my terms are...
But Stannis doesn't want that. He thinks that's Robb stealing a piece of the pie.
Well, he can remake another one.
That's like, well, he wants the 7 kingdoms, and Robb only wants King of the North, but for Stannis, it's an 8-slice pie, and he wants all 8 slices. Why not? See, for the sake
at this stage of the game, I think Robb would be willing to accept wiping out the Lannisters and being the unofficial King of the North, but Stannis can still claim it.
Well, maybe that's something. Should they compromise? Who knows? But yeah, the Tyrells leave. Then the Tyrell faction they leave, and Lord Peter Baelish, he essentially tries to get them to switch sides and serve Joffrey, which is interesting. Will that happen? I mean, probably. They want to get revenge now on Stannis. They want to get revenge on the Starks, and they can do that by siding with the Lannisters. And the last time I checked, the Lannisters are king. So, I mean, we probably will see House Tyrell side with the Lannisters, and that's just going to mess things up because they had a 100,000 strong army, according to Renly. So, I mean, all of a sudden, the Lannisters haven't even done anything, and the odds have just drastically shifted in their favour.
Yeah, sounds like a wee bit of that script writing going on there.
So, yeah, Lannisters here have come out smelling...
armour.
The Lannisters have come out smelling the roses despite not doing anything. Stannis places Davos in command of his fleet. So we have that.
Davos didn't really want it though.
Yeah, Stannis though did seem to show a little bit of grief for his brother. He didn't show it in person, but he was sad that his brother was dead. And I'm wondering here, did Stannis give the order? Did he give the go-ahead for this? Because previously he said Renly had until the following day to accept his terms and, you know, bow down and name him, you know, the future king.
Yeah, why would he backtrack on his own brother?
So, was this Miss Alandri acting on her own accord, or did Stannis tell her? Stannis seems like an honourable man from what we've seen. He's no Ned Stark, but
he could do second place.
He doesn't seem like someone that would betray his brother without giving his brother the chance to at least pledge allegiance to him. But
we'll have to wait and see.
We'll see. King's Landing, we get the news of Renly's death, so there's that. Cersei Lannister's pleased, but Tyrion is predicting Stannis will attack imminent, which I think he will, obviously. But, you know, you've got rid of one Baratheon brother, and he's lost half of his army at least, so that's... I mean, it's a win-win here for the Lannisters.
I guess Stannis still's getting a lot of that army.
Well, he's getting a bit of it.
He's getting the Bannerman, all that good stuff, so...
Yeah,
that's a pretty crucial manoeuvre there
we
for
have
Stannis.
We have Lancel Lannister continuing to spy on Cersei, and that was it. We didn't really get too much here in King's Landing. We did get to see some of the wildfire, so... wildfire is essentially this green liquid that can, I don't know, I guess it can cause explosions and set things on fire. And in King's Landing, deep down in King's Landing, they are stacked. They have like a shitload of this. This is like toilet paper during COVID. There's just like tons and tons of it.
Yeah, but you just feel like one wrong manoeuvre down here, the whole place would go up.
Like what if you fart or something, or you blow, or...
Aye, could be good night. Shite yourself. Boom. Good.
It's a good job nobody could smoke in these days and just, you know, light up a lighter.
It's a good job as we move on to Lord Sport. I tell you what, see the Greyjoys, I don't care. They are becoming the Dathrakis of the North, or whatever they are.
That's true, but let's go back to King's Landing for a second. Tyrion, in my opinion, may as well be king. I know he's the hand of the king and he has to advise the king, but he's the one making all the moves.
Yeah, Joffrey's head's
What's Joffrey doing? Sitting on the fucking crown bullying Sansa?
It's pathetic.
It's not very impressive, is it?
It's not.
Yeah, so at Lord Sport, we had Theon Greyjoy taking command of his new ship. None of his crew, though, appear to have any respect for him.
The guy that was giving them the biggest bit of grief, man. You know what? See, to actually command the rest of him, he should have just chopped this guy's head off, maybe.
Yeah, try and get some respect. They then attack a place not far from Winterfell, which I believe is considered Stark territory. So Sir Roderick Castle asks Bran for 200 men, and he grants him that, and Roderick Castle sets off with 200 men from Winterfell to try and defend against the Greyjoys' attack. But, I mean, this must leave Winterfell extremely vulnerable, because ever since Season 2 began, anytime you see Winterfell, there's not a grown, capable fighting man in sight.
No, there's not, and the problem is now, though, it's like, this is probably going to distract Big Rob, and maybe he'll send some back. What good's killing Joffrey if you're everywhere that Winterfell's destroyed?
Winterfell is open for an attack, definitely. And that was it, really. Not a lot else happened at Winterfell. It was just Bran. It doesn't even feel right. Bran Stark, this little 10-year-old kid or whatever age he is, making big decisions. And I get he's been counselled. He's making advised.
Better decisions than Joffrey, though.
No, that's true. At Harrenhal, Tywin Lannister is not happy. He's sick of Robb Stark winning wars. We've got Arya Stark being his cupbearer. Good opportunity for her to try and poison him, but I guess she doesn't have poison available, so
yeah.
What can you do? She's managed to still avoid giving her real identity, which is good. She encounters one of the men that she rescued from the burning, I don't even know what you call it, like a horse cart. Was it a horse cart or something, like a trailer?
He's Jaqen H'ghar.
Jaqen H'ghar, or whatever he's called. And he grants her free wishes. He's now a Lannister man-at-arms, but he grants her free wishes, and he says that since she saved his life and those two fellow prisoners, she now has 3 deaths of her own, because life has to be replaced by death. And he tells her, look, you pick give me 3 names, and I will make this come true.
What if he picked Tywin? Or if she picked Tywin? Would he have done it? Would he went through with it?
Well, we don't know, but she did pick the Tickler, which is the guy that...
Another weird name.
Yeah, the Tickler was the guy that was setting the rats on people. He was Gregor Clegane's torturer, and he ends up dying. We just see him neck twist at 180 degrees. We don't know how he died. Was he pushed? Did he fall? Did some sort of spirit magically snap his body 180 degrees? We don't know, but Arya looks up at Jaqen and he's smiling down on her. So if my count is correct, she's got 2 more people left to pick. It feels like a bit of a waste of a pick. I get it, this guy was an arsehole, but if you truly have 3 choices to make, then I think you could have picked a better person than the Tickler to die.
Yeah, absolutely. But here, he was a torturer, killed a few of her people that she knew. Fair enough, I'll accept this one.
With the Night's Watch, we don't really see much. Just we see a group in the distance, but we don't know if it's a friendly group or an enemy group. And Jon Snow gets the opportunity to head out with this party, and he goes from, I believe, a steward
to a ranger.
To a ranger. So it's a promotion. He should have been a ranger from the beginning, though. He was being punished by that arsehole, whose name, again, I can't remember.
Haven't seen him this season, have we?
But I think Lord Commander Mormont should have just fixed this initially.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the top guy in charge at the Night's Watch. He should have said, no, look, you're punishing him by not making him a ranger because of your personal differences. That's bullshit. Plus, we did see Jon Snow. I mean, he's the only guy that's managed to fend off a White Walker that we've seen so far.
Yeah. So, I mean, that has to be respect on his name.
I mean, the guy has to be a ranger.
Feels about 15 years ago he did that, but...
Yes, and in Qarth, which nobody cares about, we have Daenerys. She is being given an offer here by Shara Squan Dax. I don't even know what this guy is, the black guy. I think we'll just call him the black guy because there's not many black guys. He wants to marry her, and he says that he will give her money, he will give her an army, he will give her ships to cross.
And we'll get behind this door. That's pathetic.
Yeah, and together they can rule, because he can offer the ships that she needs to get to King's Landing. And I don't know if she's going to accept it. Mormont told her that it's not a good idea. We also had some weird ass bald shaped egghead guy that was weird. He doubled himself, like there was two of them as well. I don't get this. Everyone in Qarth's just weird. I don't care for the Qarth segment of this.
No, it makes me want to barf.
Aye, barf at Qarth. Anyway, that was the end of the episode. I thought it was it the worst episode of the season so far? I mean, it might have been. I didn't think it was great.
There's so much happening, but so little happening. And I thought Renley... If Renly's death ain't the worst at the end of this show, someone's seriously fucked up elsewhere, that's all I'll say.
Was it the worst so far?
Yes.
As for the rating, what are we going to give it? I'm going to probably say a 5.
I'm going to give it a 4. I'm taking a few points off for Renly's death.
Renly's death, then, giving us a 4.5 out of 10.
It's just everything about that scene, though. It's like the fact that happens so shittly, poorly, and then like those two get blamed, and now it's like it's swung the war in the Lannisters' favour. It's just...
Yeah, so in terms of deaths, we got King, Renly, Baratheon, and the Tickler. That was the two main deaths for the episode.
Right here, I like getting tickled.
Tickle, tickle, tickle. I mean, technically, Renly Baratheon, is he truly a king? All these guys are self-proclaimed kings.
Yeah, not legit.
I mean, King Stannis, King of Wit, not King of the Seven Kingdoms.
No.
And everyone's calling King Robert King of the North, but I mean, at the end of the day, the North's not independent. So is he really King of the North?
No, not really.
I mean, we're talking about how many kings there is, but at the moment, unfortunately, there's only one king, and it's that little golden-haired bastard sitting on the throne inside King's Landing. Anyway, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Hopefully somebody can dethrone him, behead him, take care, throw it the trash. That's it. See you next time. Peace.